Let's focus now on how to help students create objectives on the platform. Now, we know that setting an objective is one of the first things that coaches should work on with their students when they sign in for the first time or when they're onboarded. Why? Because that objective serves as a guiding light, as a North Star throughout the learning process. Everything that they're adding here on their path, every interaction that they're having with mentors and mentees and peers and coaches is helping them take steps towards reaching that objective. Now, the objective building process looks like this. When a student goes in to build their objective, they are going to prioritize what's important to them, whether that it's the location where they're working, the actual role that they're playing within the company, or the type of company that they want to work for. Once they've selected that, it's going to walk them through the process of identifying, all right, where's the location that I would like to work in? What are my priorities when I'm looking at the functions that I'd like to perform within that company? Next is, okay, what are the industries that I want to focus on? And the most important part is they're going to start developing and writing out in their own words what they feel their objective is. And this is key because the coach is not telling them what their goal should be, what their purpose should be. It's the student that's communicating, this is where I want to get to. Now, that's just a little bit about the process. In terms of, for the coach, tracking the objective building process is easy. From the LRM tool, the proactive view gives you an idea of where your students are in that objective building process. Now, you notice the icons here. This objective column will tell you where they're at specifically in that process. Now, a red X means that the student has not begun to develop that objective. So to access their progress on that objective, I go to the Goals tab from their detail view and I notice that their objective is not set. This can prompt a reaction from me as a coach to either make a recommendation with a custom goal, an individual message, or posting on their activity stream to start working on that objective. Now, the other icon that represents that the student is in process is the yellow clock. And the yellow clock basically will signify to a coach that this particular student has started working on this objective, but they haven't been endorsed by the coach. The last icon is a green check mark. And the green check mark just represents that the coach has already endorsed that specific student's objective. So if I go in my goals section and look at their objective, I see that I as a coach have endorsed this objective. Now, if I wanted a student to continue work on an objective, this objective section under the goals tab of the detailed view will allow me to write comments, provide feedback. Let's rethink this. Maybe schedule time to go over that objective to make sure that it's appropriate for that student's learning path. Once I've developed that objective with that student, and the great thing is that you can see the conversations here in this objective menu that you've had around that objective setting process, which makes it a more personalized process for the student because they're leading that endeavor. They are creating an objective that's appropriate for their learning experience. Once I click endorse as a coach, it will endorse the student's objective. Now, when I go back to my proactive view and I refresh my page one more time, I will notice that the student that I was working with on that objective now has the objective complete. This is a great way to kind of start that process of building that objective that's going to guide the student's path throughout that learning.